Sometimes lucidity enters a dream through one small impossibility. A clock refuses to hold the same time. A familiar house opens into a room that has never existed. Someone who died years ago is standing before us, speaking as naturally as though no time has passed. For a moment, the dream continues exactly as it was. Then recognition appears. I am dreaming. The world does not necessarily disappear. The body may still feel solid. Fear may still be moving through the chest. Yet something fundamental has changed. The experience is no longer entirely closed around us. We know that the reality we are inhabiting is being formed within the dream. This recognition is lucid dreaming. Dream yoga begins with what we do next. Welcome to Sleep Yoga, a Dragonlight Alchemy series exploring dream, sleep, awareness, and clear light through the Tibetan Bön teachings presented by Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche. Many people approach lucid dreaming because they want greater freedom during the night. They hope to fly, travel to distant places, meet someone they miss, or enter experiences unavailable to them in ordinary life. The attraction is understandable. A lucid dream can restore wonder to a mind that has grown accustomed to treating consciousness as something ordinary. It can show us that the mind is capable of producing a world with space, movement, emotion, memory, and physical sensation. A world so convincing that we inhabit it without question. Then, in an instant, we recognize that the world is a dream. The wall that seemed solid may no longer be an obstacle. The creature we feared may change form. The body may become weightless. The rules that govern the dream only moments before begin to loosen. There is nothing wrong with enjoying this freedom. The Tibetan teachings themselves include practices in which dream appearances are transformed. A practitioner may alter the size of the body, pass through solid objects, multiply forms, travel beyond familiar limitations, or work directly with frightening appearances. Such experiences can reveal that many of the restrictions accepted inside a dream are maintained by expectation. But the purpose of dream yoga is not simply to become more powerful within the dream. Lucid dreaming describes a capacity, knowing that we are dreaming while the dream continues. Dream yoga is a spiritual discipline that uses this capacity to examine the habits that bind consciousness. Its concern is not only whether we can change the dream. It asks whether the dream can change our relationship to fear, desire, identity, and the apparent solidity of experience. A person may recognize that they are dreaming and still remain governed by the same impulses that govern waking life. Desire may immediately search for gratification. Fear may still command escape. The need to control may take possession of the dream as soon as ordinary limitations fall away. The dreamer has become lucid but not necessarily free. This distinction is important. Awareness and control are not the same thing. We can gain control over an experience while remaining controlled by the motives beneath our actions. We may be able to change the scenery but still be driven by craving. We may remove everything unpleasant, yet remain unable to meet discomfort without fleeing from it. We may turn the dream into a private paradise while leaving the deeper structure of our consciousness untouched. Dream yoga invites another kind of freedom. Consider a nightmare. Something is following you through an unfamiliar building. You do not know exactly what it is, but you feel its presence behind every door. The corridors narrow. The lights begin to fail. The body is tense and the mind is searching for an exit. Nothing exists outside the fear because fear has become the atmosphere of the entire dream. Then you realize that you are dreaming. Perhaps your first impulse is to wake yourself. That is already a form of freedom. What seemed inescapable has been recognized as a dream appearance. But dream yoga asks whether another possibility exists. Could you remain? Could you turn toward what has been pursuing you? Not because the fear is unreal in the sense of being insignificant. Not because you should force yourself beyond what your nervous system can bear. But because awareness has created a little room around the fear. You may decide to transform the creature into something gentle. You may ask why it has appeared. You may simply stand still and observe what happens when you stop running. The important change is not necessarily what happens to the creature. The deeper change is that fear is no longer making every decision on your behalf. For a few moments, you are present within an experience that once possessed you completely. This is the kind of freedom dream yoga cultivates. The practice becomes more significant when we notice how often the same condition appears while we are awake. Someone speaks critically to us, and an old reaction rises before we have understood what was said. The body contracts. Memory gathers around the present moment. We hear not only one person's words, but echoes of earlier rejection, humiliation, or disappointment. Within seconds, a complete world has formed. We know who the other person is. We know what their words mean. We know what the event says about us. Perhaps we begin defending ourselves against something much larger than the conversation actually taking place. While the reaction is unfolding, we rarely recognize how much the mind is contributing to the experience. We feel that we are simply seeing reality as it is. This resembles the way we inhabit a dream. A dream appearance arises and the mind gives it solidity. An emotion appears and the dream organizes itself around that emotion. We respond to the world the dream has made without recognizing our participation in making it. Dream yoga develops recognition within both states. This does not mean that waking life is meaningless or that pain and injustice should be dismissed as illusions. Actions have consequences. Bodies can be harmed. Our choices affect other lives. To call experience dreamlike is not to say that nothing matters. It is to question whether things exist in the fixed, independent, and unquestionable way they appear to the conditioned mind. A nightmare matters while we are dreaming. The fear is experienced. The body responds. We may awaken with tears or a racing heart. Yet after waking, we understand that the dream was not what we believed it to be while we were inside it. Dream yoga asks whether a similar awakening is possible within ordinary life. Can anger be recognized before it becomes an entire identity? Can desire be felt without immediately becoming a command? Can we notice the story the mind is building around an event while the story is still being built? Can we remain close to an experience without being completely enclosed by it? These questions bring dream yoga out of the night and into the life we are living now. Most of the preparation for dream yoga takes place during the day. If awareness is repeatedly lost in every strong emotion while we are awake, it is unlikely to become stable simply because the body has fallen asleep. The habits of the day do not end at the edge of the bed. They enter the night as tendencies, emotional atmospheres, images, and dream narratives. The dream may change the setting, but the pattern remains familiar. We are still trying to obtain what seems just beyond reach. We are still defending an identity. We are still avoiding the experience we fear will overwhelm us. A person may dream repeatedly of missing a train, arriving too late, or being unable to find the right room. The details vary, but the emotional world may remain the same. Pressure, inadequacy, the sense that life is moving forward without us. Another person may dream of being pursued. The pursuer may change from night to night, yet the body recognizes the same fear. The dream does not always repeat the event. Often it reveals the pattern beneath the event. This is why dream yoga is not primarily a method for collecting interesting dream stories. The dream becomes a place where conditioning is made visible. During the day, we can explain our reactions. We justify them. We cover them with sophisticated language. In dreams, the pattern often appears with less disguise. Anxiety becomes a collapsing building. Desire becomes a room we can never quite enter. Grief becomes a person who returns but will not stay. These images should not be reduced to a universal dictionary. The same symbol may carry very different meanings for different people. But the emotional atmosphere of a dream can reveal something honest about the mind that produced it. Learning to become lucid at night therefore begins with moments of lucidity during the day, the instant we recognize that we have become lost inside a reaction. This recognition may last only a second. I am no longer listening. I am defending myself. I have turned uncertainty into a prediction of disaster. I am treating this passing feeling as though it tells me the whole truth about my life. Such moments may appear ordinary compared with flying through a lucid dream, but they belong to the same awakening. Awareness has entered a world that habit was constructing. The experience may continue. The conversation may still be difficult. The emotion may not immediately disappear. But we are no longer entirely unaware of what is happening within us. That small recognition changes what becomes possible next. We may choose not to say the cruel sentence. We may discover that the fear in the body can be felt without obeying it. We may recognize that the other person is not identical to the role our anger has assigned them. This is waking lucidity. Without it, nighttime lucidity can remain an isolated accomplishment. With it, the dream becomes part of a much larger training. There are many useful ways to work with dreams. A dream may help us recognize an emotion we have neglected. It may bring creative inspiration or illuminate a conflict. It may allow us to rehearse a difficult situation or encounter a memory that waking consciousness has kept at a distance. These uses are meaningful. Dream yoga does not reject interpretation or personal insight, but it carries the inquiry further. What does this dream mean? How did this experience become so convincing? How did the mind produce a body, a landscape, a danger, and a sense of self within them, and then forget that the entire world was appearing in consciousness? What does this reveal about the experience we call waking? At this deeper level, the dream is not merely a message to decode. It becomes a direct demonstration of how consciousness enters an appearance, identifies with it, and responds as though nothing else were possible. Think of how quickly identity forms inside a dream. You may dream that you are older or younger. You may live in another country. You may have a history that never occurred in waking life. Sometimes you are not even the person you ordinarily know yourself to be. Yet while the dream continues, you accept this identity without much question. The dream gives you a body and a world. Memory fills in whatever story is needed. For that moment you say, "This is me." Then you wake and that person vanishes. The waking identity returns with its own body, memories, obligations, and concerns. Once again we say, "This is who I am." Dream yoga does not ask us to deny the practical self that lives this life. We need a name. We need memory. We need to care for the body and meet our responsibilities. But the dream invites us to look more carefully at how identity is formed and how easily awareness becomes confined within it. Perhaps the story is that we are permanently wounded. Perhaps we believe we will always react in the same way. Perhaps one failure has become evidence that we are unworthy. Perhaps we have mistaken one chapter of our life for the definition of the whole person. The dream teaches through direct experience that a world can seem complete and unquestionable until awareness enters it. Then another possibility becomes visible. This is why transforming a lucid dream can be spiritually useful. If we learn that a wall can become a doorway, the purpose is not merely to gain passage through the wall. We are training flexibility. We are loosening the reflex that says reality must remain exactly as it first appears. That flexibility can follow us into waking life. A person we have defined by one painful act may be seen with greater complexity. A limitation we believed permanent may be approached differently. The identity we have carried for years may begin to feel less like an absolute truth and more like a pattern that has been repeated. The teachings are not asking us to abandon discernment. They are asking us to recognize how often certainty is created by habit. This brings us back to the question of control. Is dream yoga meant to control the dream or to respect it? Changing dream appearances is not inherently wrong. It may help the practitioner overcome fear and discover greater freedom. Yet control is not the ultimate purpose. If every lucid dream becomes another attempt to make experience obey us, then the old habit of grasping has simply entered a more flexible world. Sometimes practice may involve changing what appears. At other times, the more revealing practice is to remain present without immediately altering anything. A frightening figure may be approached with compassion. A beautiful dream may be enjoyed without trying to preserve it. An unstable scene may dissolve while awareness remains. The measure of practice is not how obedient the dream becomes. It is how much less governed we are by unconscious reaction. The deepest purpose is not to become a ruler of dreams. It is to understand the mind that creates a world, becomes lost within it, and then suffers as though no other relationship to that world were possible. Lucidity offers a moment of recognition. Dream yoga asks us to deepen that recognition until it begins to touch the way we live. This is why intention matters. Before learning techniques for becoming lucid, it is worth asking why we seek lucidity at all. Before learning techniques for becoming lucid, it is worth asking why we seek lucidity at all. Tonight, place a journal beside your bed. At the top of a clean page, write, "Why do I want to become conscious in my dreams?" Allow the answer to be honest. Perhaps you want relief from nightmares. Perhaps you are curious about hidden capacities of the mind. You may be seeking healing, spiritual understanding, or a different relationship with death. Perhaps you simply want to fly. There is no need to manufacture a noble answer. A sincere beginning is more valuable than a spiritual ideal we do not yet embody. After writing, read your answer quietly. Notice whether it is asking for control, exploration, healing, understanding, or freedom. You do not need to correct it. You are simply learning the direction from which you are entering the practice. Then ask one more question. What might greater awareness ask of me while I am awake? This second question matters because dream yoga cannot be separated from the life that prepares the dream. Before sleep, let one simple intention rest in the mind. Tonight, if I dream, may I recognize the dream. Do not repeat it with tension. There is no need to force the night to produce an experience. Let the intention become clear, then allow sleep to come. When you awaken, try not to move immediately. Dream memory is delicate. It can disappear when the body changes position or when attention rushes toward the coming day. Remain still for a few moments. Notice whether any feeling is present before searching for a complete story. Perhaps there is sadness without an image. Perhaps a place returns before the people who were there. Perhaps only one color or movement remains. Write down whatever you remember. A fragment is enough. If nothing returns, write, "No dream remembered." The practice has still begun. You have brought conscious intention to a part of life that is usually entered and left without attention. Over time, the journal may reveal more than the content of individual dreams. It may show you the emotional worlds you repeatedly inhabit. You may recognize the same fear beneath very different stories or the same longing appearing in many forms. You may begin noticing how the day enters the night, and how the night quietly reflects the day. This recognition is already a form of lucidity. The first purpose of dream yoga is not to create a more extraordinary dreamer. It is to become less unconscious within experience. Lucid dreaming awakens us inside a dream. Dream yoga asks whether that awakening can continue after morning. In the next episode, we will explore why sleep itself can become part of spiritual practice, and what the nightly disappearance of our familiar identity may reveal about the person we believe ourselves to be. For now, carry one question with you into the night. If I knew that I was dreaming, what kind of freedom would I seek? Closing screen. Tonight's practice. Place a journal beside your bed. Write, "Why do I want to become conscious in my dreams?" Then ask, "What might greater awareness ask of me while I am awake?" Before sleep. Tonight, if I dream, may I recognize the dream. Upon waking, remain still and record